PG-13 because children and people of all ages and all abilities can be on YouTube Live. I wonder what mileage these guys get, these buses get. If anyone knows. Ike was an amazing man. Hope you all will like the Dwight Eisenhower Memorial. Hey Catman, how are you today? Love the statue of soldiers looking at Eisenhower the general. Hope your day is going good. That's definitely a leadership pose right there. The tide has turned, the free men of the world are marching together to victory. His address, D-Day. Hey VL, how are you today? Yeah, Eisenhower was definitely an interesting person. I think he came from a farm in Abilene, Kansas too. General and President? Normandy, yes, VL, you're correct. Yep, D-Day in Normandy, yep. Also very successful as a statesman, farmer. He did it all. But it is amazing to think about the greatest generation. They rationed at home. They built victory gardens. They only got gas on certain days. They sacrificed, you name it. Near the beach, no VL. This one's actually in Washington, D.C., but you're correct. Normandy was definitely a very barbaric beach with the Germans literally waiting for them, and a lot of those guys saw pure hell on earth. All good, brother. Hope you guys are doing well today. And what do you all think of this, I guess, memorial? This is one of the newer ones in DC. See if I can get you guys some shots of the Washington Monument. Let's see. There she is. 555 feet tall. As most of you know, it has two colors because of the building before and after the American Civil War. And if it's shaky, my apologies. The back is a little rock today. It's 12:06 today. And today is the 28th. Hard to believe, isn't it? How are you all doing today? And if you guys do get a chance, ladies and gents, the Air and Space Museum in DC is renovated heavily right now, unfortunately. But for the future, it's going to be amazing. And that's what you're looking at right here. The Spirit of St. Louis and other historic aircraft will be back. If you come right now, go to the Chantilly, Virginia one, because you'll find a lot more aviation and rocketry. Yeah, it is though, Harry. It's hard to believe it's not a leap year either, huh? Kind of strange, ain't it? What is it, every 4 years we have a leap year, I think, for the 365 one quarter, if I remember correctly. Oh, and I'll try to get you guys a nice look at this freight train coming up. Can't walk too fast, sorry folks. Back is, it's the problem. Hopefully you see this. This is right outside of Union Station or LaFont. I think that's a CSX, which is the main train, freight train that comes through the DC area. Although Amtrak's and Virginia Railway Express and I believe MARC for Maryland commuters. Hi, Harry. We're looking at LaFont Plaza in Washington, D.C. You got it. Yep. It's a beautiful city. 'Tis a shame the pollen count can be brutal here and the traffic can create headaches, but it's got a lot going for it. Hi, Shivam. Just out walking town today. How are you? Sorry about that, Vinny. Yeah, it's, oh, good. Okay, thank you, because back problems sometimes cause some shakiness. Hope you're doing good, Vinny, and everybody. Of course, got to behave and follow the law here, because it's a $100 fine, I think, for jaywalking in DC. Oh, thank you, Eric. You just try to be fun-loving. And Randy, I don't know. Is it because people that are blind or might be have sensory issues? Is that why, or is there another reason for the ridges? Definitely quite a pretty street for once here. Ah, okay. Thank you, Ari. So it is true for visually impaired and blind folks to be able to tell. I don't know, Shivam. I believe so. I don't really follow too much of the news or politics, really. But I think he is supposed to show up here this week. Oh, okay, Randy. What's the, is it part of the, what reason is it? I'm curious, and I hope others here are intellectually curious, lifelong learners. They are cool. Are you big time into, I think it's called numismatic? Probably mispronounced that. Coin shaving, okay. Is there a reason for that from the machines? Oh, nice. Like, so you went skateboarding? And are you able to do, I think, are they called ollies and 360s? Years ago, this old guy did some stupid stuff on skateboards and kind of walks now. But they are cool. Heck yeah, like, so ollies and do you what's your skateboard brand, and which do you like to go on half pipes, I think they're still called? Ah, okay, the infinite money glitch. That makes sense, Randy, because people, as we are primates, most of us are honest, but there are the few that aren't, sadly. Oh, wow. That's great area. In fact, I do look forward to getting back to Europe. I love it over there, and that's really cool that the Euro does that. And thank goodness, people of all abilities. Ah, Alien Workshop. Haven't heard of it, but I'm old. When did they start making skateboards? I grew up with, admittedly, in the 80s. I think it was Vision, Powell Peralta. Oh, yeah, Shivam, the F-35 I have seen fly, it blew my mind. At first I thought, not impressive. Seeing it in person was a game changer. Ah, okay, 1991, so wow. So are they relatively new then, or are they a legacy brand, I guess, like? That's cool that you're loyal. Brands that treat their customers well. I don't know, Ari, just like learning from you guys a lot, ladies and gents. Also really into aviation. Oh, okay, like, do you know if Powell Peralta still makes skateboards, or have they finally reached their expiration date? Damn, there's a lot of people smoking weed around me right here in LaFont Plaza right now. Oh, okay. So fairly new, and that's great. Good customer service. Have you ever broken one and they've backed it by warranty? Because it amazes me, companies that do that, like DJI Drones is phenomenal. If you ladies and gents ever get into droning, DJI's customer service company should study them. How good they are. Yeah, it is, Shivam. I could smell it everywhere. Everywhere I'm at right now, I can just smell weed everywhere. It is. It's legal. Yep, it is. For better or worse. I mean, hey, I guess it's probably less dangerous than drinking and stuff, but not a fan. And we'll see if we could see some trains coming through here, because this is a busy station. But yeah, everybody's smoking weed today. Could be worse. Could be doing other drugs or drinking heavily. And God, got another whiff of it. Jeez. Does anybody know here, if you smell it, will that make you look for pretzels and ice cream? See if I can pan out here for y'all. As you can see, there's a train down there. That's a VRE. We'll see the monument, which if you all go here, there's a new system. You have to get a ticket. It's free, but I think it's a 5 to 6 month waiting period. So if you visit DC, just so you know, you have to now get a ticket from the National Park Service. It's free, but you have to advance. It's like a 5 or 6 month waiting list. The view from up there is not DC necessarily. This is Lafont, the French aristocrat slash architect, was very friendly with George Washington and others. And this area is named for him. If you all visit DC, definitely capitalize on the train and the subway system, because driving in DC is akin to bashing your head in a wall. Hey there, Kim Jong-un's in the house. How is our beloved, friendly, lovely man from North Korea doing today? Misunderstood completely. Oh yeah, some dogs and cats sandwiches. I guess they're tasty meow. Damn it, everybody's smoking weed out here. Jeez. Today, Kim, just around town. How are you doing? You got any good plans? Good God, the weed, damn, man. Some nasty, I don't know, I'm not a weed connoisseur, but that must be some low-end stuff there. Jeez. Ouch. That cough sounds really healthy, too. Shush. And I'm not making fun of it, but folks here, if anybody here smokes weed, does the stuff that really stinks like dog crap, is that low quality where this person is literally coughing nonstop? Oh, okay. What are you going to do to lose some weight, Mr. Jong-un? Heck yeah, Peter Pan. That would, I'd hope, be one of the condiments. Or maybe meow-a-naise. Or Waffle Schnitzel. Yeah, I agree with you, Addicted. I gotta say, coffee is the one I'll never be able to give up, probably. But does anybody, and it's no offense to anybody who wants to do weed, it's a free world. I'm smelling really nasty smelling stuff today, and a lot of coughing by these people. Is that like a low quality grade of weed, or is that a high quality one? Because I don't do it, but damn, you can smell it everywhere. Fair enough, Peter, but you know what? It's a good addiction. Oh no, Kim, do you ever have to use Crisco to get out of the chair? It happens to the best of us. And there's one of the scooters. You'll see a lot of scooters in DC. Actually, a lot of couriers use them, and it's smart because today's a good day. Some days this is backed up. See what other trains come through here in a few. It is Peter Pan. It's its own entity. It's a federal district. How is Germany these days? I've always wanted to visit. I think it's called Miniature Wonderland, which is the biggest trains museum in the world. I think is it Hamburg, where they have every country in the world represented? Oh, nice, Kim Jong Un. That's great. I hope she's doing well. Indeed, poor. That was one of the funniest stories. There have been many funny stories out of North Korea, although it is, on a humanitarian level, very sad. I'm not sure what it's called, like a necocracy, because you got the grandfather, the son, now the grandson, I guess. Kind of weird. It's a prison compound. Couldn't imagine that. And then that 3-generation thing where if you leave North Korea, I think they kill 3 generations of your family or something like that. That's really, or if you're convicted of a crime, I think your 3 generations are killed. Oh, yeah, Mr. Un, food is good. A little kimchi, and what else is on the docket today? Hope those people make it. Oh, what the hell was that? A backfire? Please do, Kim, Mr. Un. Yes. I hope that was a backfire. In DC, you never know. For a gun-free city, it's pretty violent, to be honest. Hey, Illuminati, how are you doing? And let's see if we get some trains showing up here. Oh, I don't know about that, but man, isn't it cool to go see the aircraft, Illuminati? Indeed, Peter Pan does bring up a point. Mr. Kim, could you share that? I agree, Porter. In fact, yeah, I'm a Second Amendment guy. And sadly, it really hurts law-abiding moms and dads from protecting their families, their kids, their property, indeed. Yeah, indeed, Illuminati member. What have you been up to, or what secret meetings have you been doing while things have been going on? Oh, yeah, Mr. Un. Hey, Jeffrey, indeed. This is great. This is LaFon Plaza. How are you doing today, sir? Oh, yeah, bad Kamala Harris is Kim Jong-un's girlfriend. Well, that's an interesting world we live in, ain't it? Gotta love YouTube. Or bald Kamala Harris, I see. Wow. Indeed, Mr. Wu. What's your usual spot that you go to, sir? Yeah, I don't know, Shamam. That's a good one. She didn't do too good on this election cycle. And yeah, it was actually, I'm not really much of a political follower, but I was kind of surprised by how much she lost. Thought it'd be a lot closer, to be honest. I know, interesting, Illuminati Mahdi. We got Kim Jong-un and the bald Kamala Harris. We got 2 major political figures with us today. Oh my goodness, long baller. How you been, man? 20 push-ups. Ouch. If this back can ever be fixed, maybe, but I don't think, I accept that I'll never probably be able to again. Oh, okay, you're right, Porter. St. Louis is very sadly, it's really heartbreaking. What do you think the main reason St. Louis is such as a legacy city? Why do you think it is so violent? Is it because of gun-free zones, or something like else, or socioeconomics? Indeed. Well, my apologies, Bald. I don't have 3, so at least you got 3 above, which is good. And Shavam, you are correct. This is a fully Democratic area. This area did for a while have a Republican city council member, but that's been changed. Oh, yeah, look at that devotion for Mr. Un. That's true love. And indeed, Illuminati member. In fact, yep, minimal risk here. Gonna go for, gonna just get on this train and visit some other parts of town. I can't say I did bold. I keep my election stuff private, but I respect the results no matter who wins, and just chill. Yeah, I know Illuminati. I was thinking that too. It sounded like a gunshot. Although I'm starting to think it was a backfire. But yeah, it sounded like one. But I think, or I hope, backfire. Still here. It's all good, Shavam. No worries, buddy. We all are wired differently. We all like different parties or ideologies. That's a good thing. And it's actually healthy, because if we all thought the same, we would be really boring. That's true. But I respect the, whatever jurisdiction votes, however. Hey, to each their own, It is a little bit. I apologize, Mr. Sir Pedro. It is a little cold. It's actually fairly warm today, though. I think it's about 52 degrees. Ah, okay. So it's social class. And is it, I guess, Porter, maybe the education system's failing. And then maybe a lack of family services or something like that. It's a little chilly, Sir Pedro. It's a little cold today, but not terrible. I'd say 52 Fahrenheit. I apologize. As usual, us Americans like to measure anything with ice creams, pizzas, or fried chicken pieces. So, gonna one day learn Celsius. Thank you, Long Baller. In fact, much appreciated. I appreciate you all you nice ladies and gents. Since this has begun, has been so much fun. Hey, it's all good, Sir Pedro. You're in Philly. Nice. Congratulations to the Eagles for saving America from the Chiefs. Oh, you aren't kidding, actually, Illuminati member. It seems like you're right. We have lost our grip with reality. Oh, here you go, folks. Here's the Pepsi can. Amtrak. Oh, very cool, Long Baller. Well, I hope to learn from you. What is your favorite subject? Because we're all lifelong learners here. Oh my goodness, where did you go, Sir Pedro? They have some great schools in Philly, and great steak and cheese subs. And also, is this correct? Philadelphia is the only place that has a jail cell in its baseball and football stadium? Oh, Call of Duty, yes. In fact, Illuminati, some people do forget that it's just a video game. You're right. Oh, Villanova, great school. In fact, you might remember, Sir Pedro, I'm old. I don't know how old you are. I remember when Villanova beat Georgetown back in the day, and that was a shock. I forgot who you guys had back then, but he was Georgetown had Patrick, what was his name? Patrick Ewing? And Villanova beat him in the championship. Good school, by the way. Great academics. What did you major in, sir? Because great school. Villanova is I believe it's, is that a parochial school, if I remember correctly? I'm trying to remember. Yeah, I think so too, Illuminati. I mean, I'd have to look at more data, but it does seem to be a concern. And you're right, our young people, their brains until, we're 25, aren't fully matured, and it could be an issue. Scotty Reynolds didn't make the league, but a great guy. Catholic school, okay, that's right. Yeah, I forgot the name. What do I call? Is it like parochial school or Jesuit school? Is that the correct term, Sir Pedro? I got CRS. Can't remember stuff. It's a real condition. One day it will be. Oh, nice. Oh, Italy would be beautiful. This is actually Washington, D.C., which has nothing on Italy. Italy's gorgeous. Ah, Jesuit. Thank you, Sir Pedro. Yes, we have a Jesuit school here. In fact, that was interesting because you're right. Georgetown's a Jesuit school too, and so is Villanova. And They're great places for education. Actually, I'll be forever grateful for Georgetown because I have a niece that went there. She's smarter than all of us. She went there when she was 16 years old, and grade school, and I was very worried about her protection. The Monsignor and everybody else that worked there, including campus security, kept her safe and good to go. Shavam, I work for local government. I'm a bean counter. That's all I leave it as. I keep my YouTube and my work stuff separate, but it's enjoyable and it serves a purpose, I guess. And I hope you also can be happy saying that you enjoy what you do too, because a lot of people in DC, for whatever areas, I don't know if it's maybe worldwide, but the first thing people ask is, what do you do? Like when you're meeting somebody. And I'm like, huh. I mean, I guess it is important, but I've always wondered what makes people tick. Heck yeah, long baller. It covers a lot of different categories, but it was funny a few months ago. People here said I was part of the ATF or DEA or FBI or Deep State, and I was like, no. But it was pretty funny. Illuminati, I have mixed feelings about him. I don't know if I trust him or anybody with that kind of money or influence. What do you think about him? Because he's definitely a very interesting person, and he's very polarizing. Does that seem to be fair? Yeah, actually, sir, same. In fact, it would be good to have a lot of people, like non-related folks, to evaluate a situation. You know, Shivam, I've heard it a lot, and I've never understood it, to be honest. It's that term goes, I think, back to like the McCarthy era. It's some kind of sinister conspiracy about the U.S. government. I mean, is it possible? Yeah, I don't know though. I'm just a simple, fun-loving guy. Yeah, Illuminati. I think Elon Musk is probably a friend of Elon Musk. Is the best way of putting it. Oh, hi, Sir Pedro. Yep. Yeah, it is. A lot of people are interested in people's positions. It's more interesting to learn people's backstory, or what makes them think a certain way. You know. Indeed, Illuminati. Yep. Yeah, that's the correct word, Sir Pedro. Admittedly, I focus on, I have a rule where I give about the news a minute a day. And from his behavior on one video I saw, I was kind of like, yikes. All I could say was like, I'm not a psychiatrist, but he definitely thinks very highly of himself. Hi, Grayson. Good afternoon or good morning, wherever you are. This is Washington, D.C. Oh, true, Shavam. In fact, you're right. They use their power and their money, and God knows where it goes, because we will never know, sadly. Oh, Sir Pedro, you are not kidding. In fact, it must be a lot of pressure for anybody to be speaking from like the White House or a place like that, and or a position of influence. It must be stressful. But yeah, you're right. He's not really what's the word? Human-like, I guess. Oh, nice, Grayson. Cool. Nice to see a fellow local. Hope all's going good for you today, Grayson. Hi, Giant. Also, Grayson, that's great. What part are you in? Yeah, Shivam, that is actually a very good point. And I have heard it's possible he might have Asperger's syndrome, I know some people that have that. And yeah, he's very bad at communication or displaying if he feels at all. Reptilian is a very good description. Yes. And Long Beller, yeah, he's definitely, we're all odd ducks, but he takes it to I guess it's level of odd ducks. Yeah, Gert, same. In fact, who knows? Elon Musk is fascinating, but at the same time, he's kind of an enigma. Do you think that's a fair description? Ah, nice, Sir Pedro. So he's good with like small one-on-one or small groups. And ligma. I'm trying to figure what that is, Grayson. Ligma. Yeah, sir, it's possible, and he may not. Once people get to a certain level, it's fair to ask, do they care or do they have the empathy for others? Yeah, I'm actually, Shivam, from what I understand, it is very concerning that Trump and Putin's relationship is so close. That's not exactly normal. Ligma balls. Grayson, funny, you got me. H I would go for Illuminati. Would you go for W or H? I really did like H. He was a classy man. He was fair. I don't know much about him long. I'm trying to think of anyone that I know of. Mr. Kennedy is definitely unique. What do you think about it? Because the only one I can think of right now is RFK, and he's right on the food additives probably. He's probably correct about like Red 5 and all the stuff that's in our French fries, but he seems really out there when it comes to vaccines. Vaccines are good for us. George Washington actually used vaccines of smallpox on his own troops back in the day, and if he knew how important it was back in the 1700s, then you would hope he would know. But indeed, Grayson, you got me, and thank you. Good laugh, buddy. Thank you, man. Illuminati, I think the Trump administration gave it 60 days executive. Maybe other people will know here. Did they give it a 60-day executive order or something like that? Oh my goodness, Sir Pedro. Yes. Yeah, true. And that's the one thing that is true about any politician. It doesn't matter what part of the world. We won't always agree with everything they do, but he was a classy man. He served his country. Heck, he was 16 years old or 17. He lied to join World War II. That's the greatest generation right there. Hi, Grayson. Not as much as I used to. I used to duck hunt a lot. Sadly, money and other responsibilities. It takes a lot of money to hunt now. Oh, wow, Illuminati. That's interesting. But then again, India's leaders have shown a lot of reasonable intelligence and also common sense. They're really developing quick. Shivam, Nani, you're probably right. Yeah, I think it was a 90. Correct. Thank you. That was that's the correct number. 90 days for, what is it, TikTok to come under different ownership or something like that. And Sir Pedro, yeah, I don't even know if, from what I've seen of him, he's definitely out there. I just don't know if he knows who he is. Or he has a strong identity with himself. Oh, nice, Grayson. Come on, gentle. It's okay. And fascism is definitely, I agree with you, not healthy, but we don't want to do anything violent towards other human beings. But deer, what type of deer gun do you use, Grayson? What's your caliber? And also, I hope you do like fair hunting, because when I did go deer hunting, they outsmarted me. Yeah, General. Yeah, no, fascism is definitely a horrible thing. In fact, not useful, and it treats people horribly. 12 gauge. Wow. Do you have to get up close to them, I guess, with a 12 gauge? Because when I did go hunting for deer, I used a 270, I think it was, and they outsmarted me. I'm not ashamed to admit it. I got real close to one following, and as soon as I put the safety off, it took off into brush, and I couldn't take a safe shot. Oh, wow, 70 yards. That's impressive with a 12 gauge, I think. Is it always, do you go for the heart or side area, that sweet spot? B2 Bomber Showroom. I'm trying to think of what that is, Grayson, because, or Illuminati. Was that the hangar that Northrop first showed us, the B2 bomber? Okay, Grayson. Some parts of Maryland, that makes sense, because rifles, I think, could go a lot longer and distance, and there's a lot of populated areas we don't want to see a person hunted or hurt while we're out deer hunting. Ah, okay, Sir Pedro, nice. I didn't know that. So for shotguns, you can have, is it like I think they're called chokes, if I remember correctly. I've only used a shotgun to hunt ducks and deer. Or, no, I mean, not deer, ducks. Chokes, okay, yeah. I use a, years ago, I used a 28-inch. It's a 12 gauge Benelli Nova pump from Italy. Great firearm. And got a lot of ducks. A lot of flights were canceled that day. And the belly definitely enjoyed it because they are delicious. But we always practice fair hunting practices. And we also are deep into conservation too. Have you guys heard of Ducks Unlimited? They are a fantastic group. Nice men and women that have created more wetlands for anybody else other than, they're the best. They've created, I forgot how many acres of wetlands they've saved. Ducks Unlimited, if you guys and gals want a great organization, Ducks Unlimited is a great one. Yes, there is a joke that they buy wetlands so they can hunt more, but they've literally saved multiple species from extinction or endangerment. And where's the next train? Where's that freight train? It's coming. Oh, wow, Sir Pedro, I don't know. I'd like to go to Ghana. If I remember correctly, is it Ankara that's the capital there? Ankara, and then I think CDs are the money. I've met some really wonderful people from Ghana. Ah, Accra, there we go. Thank you. I think they have a British-style justice system and government system, if I remember correctly. And we're lucky here in D.C. We're very diverse, and we have a lot of people from Ghana that are just wonderful, nice people. Accra. Ah, okay, it's Turkey's capital. In Ankara. Is that correct, Shivam? Ankara, or did I mispronounce it? Common law, yes. Oh my goodness, long baller. I don't know. I do have some questions about him in that jail cell because, and also who's on the list, you know? Like, anybody that messes with underage kids is a sick dog, to say the nicest thing. Ah, okay, Sir Pedro. So kind of close to like U.S. British law, I guess. And Shivam, I hope I did pronounce it correctly. Ankara, and then I think Istanbul is the biggest city, if I remember correctly. Yeah, Sir Pedro, that is true sometimes. Although we are all 3% related, and I'd like to get over there and see it. What do you think of the capital? Is it really pretty? And also, have you been to the Ivory Coast next door? Because that's a dream destination right there. And Liberia. Props to Liberia for keeping the world safe from Ebola. That took some guts. That did. This whole world could have been rocked far harder than the COVID epidemic. But Monrovia's hospital, those doctors and nurses are heroes. Good, the back medicine's kicking in. Hey, it's all good, Sir Pedro. It's okay to feel that way, brother. All good, no worries. We're just chilling. We're all just waiting on the bus or waiting on the train in life, no matter what we're doing. Yeah, Shivam, it can be, yeah. It can be. I'd like to see, do you remember what the name of that beautiful bridge in Turkey is that overlooks I think it's the Mediterranean, or it could be a river? Oh my goodness, Shivam. Different animals. DC, people walk. New York City, they're running, and they'll cuss you out in 3 seconds. That's my stereotyping. No, actually, they're both interesting. What do you think of both cities? And New York City, I have to admit, is my favorite because it's, let's just say I've never been cussed out by more 90-year-olds than visiting New York City. What's up, Salted Fishing? How are you doing, sir? And please tell me you're able to get out in a lake today or a river. Oh my goodness, Sir Pedro, there are a lot of similarities. In fact, not just that they're close, but you're right. The markets, the wharfs, and maybe it's just kind of that aggressiveness that both have. Like The Wire was good at that. Philly is definitely an interesting city as well. You're right. I've been up there a few times and it's unique. Dirt bike culture, yes. In fact, both cities do have that extensively. You're correct. Yep. And also the, what are they called? ATVs? Oh, 72 degrees at Cali, man. Salted, you got it made, brother. Man, hey, you know what? You didn't catch anything, but you got some good views and some water time. What is it? Better to have a bad day of fishing than any good day at work. It's true. It really is. Quad bikes. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. So in the Queen's English, it's quad bikes. Okay. You're right. And in American, or as I joke, bad English, it's ATV or four-wheeler. Because our English is definitely screwed up. Oh my goodness, Illuminati. Have you seen that beach with the black sand from the volcano? Because that looks amazing. And is it true that the cost of living over there is extremely high? True, Salted. Ouch. Yeah, $400 pools. Are you using Luz? And I'm guessing Penn, and I forgot the other brand, Salted. What's the other one? Actually, it could be Sir Pedro. Go see that. You're right. The Cockney English is definitely, it's funny. Or go east of London. You're right. I've been there, and you're right. I was like, the king or queen will not be pleased by that. So true. Cockney's definitely interesting, though. Hey, Strawberry. Nice to have you here. How are you doing today? You have. What great plans do you have for today? I love your username. It's awesome, by the way. Good to hear. Good to hear. Anytime. Luz, Dobbins, Genesis. I'm trying to think. Well, I haven't heard of those, Salted. Are those West Coast, or are they all over? Same, Illuminati. I make mistakes every day. No worries. It's actually, it's a very confusing language because we have, like, what is it? One word can mean like 20 different things. It makes no sense. All good, Strawberry and Paws. And what are you up to today? It's nice to have you here. And agreed with Sir Pedro, because actually Spanish is probably the most beautiful language, or Italian. But what do you all think? What's your favorite language? Also, I love Arabic too. Oh, nice. Just chilling? Oh, okay. So you'd go for German. Yep. Actually, German, from what I understand, is very interesting. That explains it, Salted. Because, yeah, here in D.C., we have never, even the Cabela's in Virginia or Maryland doesn't have a Genesis. Are those like high-end polymer / I forgot what the material is used in these high-end poles is. And you're right, Sir Pedro, because I have some friends that speak natively Arabic is their first language, and they've tried to explain it to me, and I'm like, this is going to take a long time. And then one of my other friends from Afghanistan speaks Pashtun, and he tried to teach me that, and it was hilarious. In fact, his wife was howling with laughter. Yeah, maybe Illuminati. What do you think? We should all speak. What's the one from Star Wars? We should all speak Klingon? Sir Pedro, you are correct because a lot of my friends that grew up speaking Arabic all agree that that is probably the most difficult language. Also, I have friends from China that say Mandarin could be too. But you're right. It's like, which one is the hardest? Fiberglass. That's the word, Salted. Thank you. That's the material. Yeah, I'm familiar with Luz. They make really good poles. In fact, you can laugh all you want, Salted. I destroyed my Luz fishing pole by accidentally slamming my trunk down when I didn't see it, and it sucked. It still does. They were like, sir, that does not count for our warranty. Ah, okay, Illuminati. I believe you because I have a lot of friends from China, and they said reading it, speaking it, and I think forgot how many alphabetic letters they have. It's very hard. Oh, Siobhan, lots of languages every day in DC area because it's great. We're so diverse that I could hear anything from Urdu to Vietnamese to Portuguese or anything. Ah, Esperanto, Latin. Okay, so back in the day with the Latin languages, and Sir Pedro, you might know this. I'm not too educated. You went to Villanova, so I'm hoping you got this. When you were at school, did they still study Latin a lot? And also, isn't that what a lot of the English, Spanish, Italian, and there's other languages that are based on Latin, I think? Yes, Salted. It was not one of my finer moments of life. Although the folks at Luz got a good laugh out of it, and I did too. But at the time, it took me a good 5 minutes of going, "Oh my God!" But thankfully, it wasn't one of the really high-end ones. But it sucked. Yeah, I missed that Ram pickup truck. And how's your Ram truck going? Ah, Esperanto is new. I'll have to look that up, Sir Pedro. Thank you. And I agree with you. English definitely has a Latin, and also you're correct with science, the planets, and everything else. Greek definitely influenced. In fact, I think is Y Greek. Is that Y in Greek? Oh well, I'm sorry to hear that, Illuminati. That they were very selfish and on to Bitcoin, but I think a lot of people are into that crypto stuff now. Hey, cheers, Salted, and thank you very much, and I hope you get good fishing in today, sir. Yeah, I know, Shavam. In fact, there's no official language. There never has been, and I don't think that has any, what do you call it, legal, I don't know, Supreme Court's going to deny that even. We've never had an official language in the Estados Unidos. We've been the land of many languages. We have natural-born citizenship, and some of the stuff he's done has been pretty interesting, to say the least. Oh, okay, Germanic. Interesting, Sir Pedro. You might know this. Do the Amish people still speak German, or is it a form of German among the Amish and Mennonite communities of, like, say, Pennsylvania, Ohio, and Southern Maryland, I think, is where the three most Amish and Mennonite communities exist. Ah, Pennsylvania Dutch. Okay, so did that... Interesting, because I hear that term a lot when I'm up there. I hear that term, Pennsylvania Dutch, a lot. So that's... But it's German. Okay, so is it like a... Would it be like, say, the difference between American English and British English, or would it be something in a different context? They fascinate me. In fact, their genetic studies I've looked into are fascinating because, unfortunately, because of their small cycle, it's not making fun of them. It's just they have such a small breeding circle compared to the general population. Their birth defects and other things are much higher than even countries where first cousin marriage is normal. In fact, first cousin marriage barely changes any birth defects or any type of anything else compared to the general population. fact, it's like 0.1% difference. Yeah, it is, Sir Pedro. In fact, I forgot the study I was reading. It might have been Yale that studied the Amish communities. They have a terrible disease it is heartbreaking on a human level. It's because they don't have as much of a population to breed with, so to speak. They're more than the 3% related than we all are. There's a terrible disease it's really cruel to the child and the parents that have to experience this. I forgot what it's called, but it's maybe somebody has Google and can look it up, because it's truly horrifying. Oh, okay, Sir Pedro. Yeah, in fact, yeah, whenever you have, you're right, self-sufficiency in resistant communities, that's a good thing. But at the same time, when you have a smaller population to breed from or to cull from, I guess if Darwinian theories are to be correct, it can cause a lot of hardships. Dr. Darwin was way ahead of his time. He really was. Smart man. And even then, even with our evolutions, we should continue our humanity. The survival of our species. Ah, okay. West Coast, would that be the Barbary pirates, or is that somebody different, Sir Pedro? Because if I remember correctly, oh wow, so yeah, oh Columbus, oh he was a horrible human being. Oh my goodness, terrible. In fact, he gets too much credit because, to be honest, he killed and murdered so many natives, raped and pillaged, and he never discovered the actual land that's now known as the USA. So he gets too much credit, and he was a monster. Oh, true, Shivam. It's part of our DNA. Yes, 100% agree with you. It is. It's like nature, and then also that genetic structure is definitely explorations in our genes. And you're right. Also, to search the universe, to learn more about the oceans, we know more about the outer space than we know about our own oceans on Earth. And that's a shame, because that's what, 70% of the Earth's surface, if I'm not mistaken. That's very tragic. We need to do more exploration. But yeah, nature definitely has an exploratory side. In fact, just learned this the other day. It's proven. Snakes actually have complex relationships with other snakes in their dens, during hibernation, and also in day-to-day life, with pheromones being proven. That's amazing. Ah, okay, not the Barbary pirates. They discovered the jet stream by mistake. That's amazing, Sir Pedro. Thank you. Thank you for teaching this old dog and others a new trick. And you're right, the Portuguese did use that. And I agree with Craig. Screw Columbus. I celebrate Indigenous Peoples Day, and I'm proud to, because Columbus never discovered the continental United States. And what he did was absolutely horrible. He was a terrible. We all make mistakes. We're all not, all of us have nothing good about us, certain sides, but his whole picture is a portrait of mass murder, rape, pillage, truly disgusting. And his accomplishments weren't really all that. Magellan would be far more impressive, although it did not end well for him. I believe it was Mr. Ferdinand Magellan that the locals took care of, if I remember correctly. It's interesting history stuff. Was it Magellan that at the end kind of met his demise through some locals, or was that Cook? I'm trying to remember. Indeed. In fact, that's the sad part, Sir Pedro. You're correct. And I'm glad he did give up on West Africa, because they've been through enough. And then the slave trade that later came on is one of our country's and world's greatest horrors. I mean, to put people in ships, separate them from their families. Oh my goodness. Let's never go back to that. Even though sadly nowadays human trafficking is at such a high rate, Columbus was a monster. He was. He hurt and killed so many. He raped and pillaged. He was not persona grata. But does anybody remember that? Was it John Cook or is it Magellan that ended up not too good with the victims or the locals, I guess? I'm trying to remember which one it was. Magellan or John Cook. Somebody's got to have Google here. It's a wild world we live in. Oh, I hope I hear a train. Let's see what comes down the hatch here. I think we may have a freight train coming. Ah, that's right, Sir Pedro. Cook Islands. And then I think Cook, didn't he discover Australia too? But I think Cook eventually did meet his, him or Magellan, or there's another guy. Closer to New Zealand. Okay, yeah, I think, is it that in between Tasmania and New Zealand? I'm trying to remember the geography here. It's always been a fun hobby. New Zealand's red, what do you call it? The, somebody, Sir Pedro, you probably know it. What is it called? New Zealand, Japan. It's called the red something for earthquake and seismic anomalies. It's called the red. Ah, there's a term for it. It's also California, I think, is part of it. Alaska's part of it. Japan. It's called the red something for earthquakes. Ring of Fire. There we go. Thank you, Siobhan. Oh my goodness, St. Helena is gorgeous. And you're right, Sir Pedro, for the reclusion, it would be great. Thank you, Siobhan. The Ring of Fire is one of the most fascinating and scary geological attributes. Yes, the Ring of Fire, Sir Pedro, that's it. Yes. And who knows when the geologists and seismologists will see another monster earthquake, which is quite frightening, to be honest. We are vulnerable as a species. Yeah, the Ring of Fire is definitely one of the most interesting subjects. Well, folks, I'd like to say thank you. It's been an honor and a privilege to chill back with you guys for a while. Peace be with everybody here today. Be safe. Take care of each other. Catch y'all soon. Got